pemain Falcon. Mau maju dia. Mau perang lo dia.
Terabas bro, Nikma ngepanci bro. Satu pemain dari Falcon dipulangkan dengan dipanci oleh pemain dari Nikma, dan saat ini Nikma sudah melakukan split, granat bakal dilemparkan, sudah diketahui posisinya. Namun ternyata dari seorang Never Alone juga melihat pergerakan dari Nikma, dilemparkan granat kembali ke sebuah batu. Apakah bakal kode kali ini meletup balon hijau, tapi flash damage doang. Low HP tapi hampir tidaklah pernah cukup, tapi granat kedua tanpa dipasang lama bakal langsung dilemparkan begitu saja dan berhasil mendapatkan seorang Lord. Bahkan dua pemain kali ini berhasil diamankan oleh Never Alone. Dia juga melihat pergerakan dari satu orang yang mendekat karena pemain dari tim Falcon. Never Alone kali ini granat berikut, bukan granat tapi flashbang yang akan dilemparkan ke bagian depan sana. Tinggal mencari pemain lagi, namun tertembak dari bagian belakang karena masih ada backup yang sudah mulai diberikan dan cukup low HP untuk Never Alone kali ini. Tumbang kembali satu anggota dari Falcon, ini membuat Falcon hanya menyisakan satu anggota mereka. 1v1 situation.
Iya, tapi Falcon yang terakhir harusnya sedang melakukan healing, sedangkan dari tim Sigma Galaxy kali ini bakal langsung dimajuin juga oleh Dead Eyes. Dead Eyes yang langsung nge-push menuju ke arah lawan-lawannya. VP juga terpantau dari posisinya dan vision dari tim Dead Eyes, di mana mereka ada di bagian low ground, dan Dead Eyes benar-benar menjadi menurut gua tim paling diuntungkan dari fight yang tadi berlangsung. Dapetin compound, dapetin posisi-posisi cukup enak, dan tinggal mengejar anggota-anggota Falcon. Bahkan Falcon, kok di sini ya dia posisinya orang terakhir ya?
Ya, ini Falcon tadi kalau nggak salah pemain terakhirnya itu ada di balik
di tebing, di bawah air.
Di tebing.
Kenapa dia ikut?
Kan tadi dia gerakin mobil.
Nggak, gue tahu. Tapi dia mau healing niatnya. Kenapa dia sampai sini?
Nggak tahu. Mungkin dia pengen healingnya langsung dari circle 3.
12% loh.
Healing itu di circle berapa gitu?
Dia 12 first aid. Kenapa dia maju ya?
Falcon replaynya juga agak sedikit membingungkan tadi. Gua kira live action, tapi ternyata bukan live actionnya. Ngelihat ada tulisan replay di tengah-tengah bagian atas.
Iya, so kita bakal lihat juga tampaknya tinggal 11 tim tersisa. Dan juga 31 player yang remaining. Dari BTR, tadi juga KM, Luxi kalau nggak salah. Setelah knock, dan sekarang Raat. Dan juga dari tim Alpha 7 bakal berlomba-lomba di pinggiran air untuk coba masuk ke arah pinggir zona.
Ya, pergerakan demi pergerakan sudah mulai dibangun dari Alpha 7. 2 elimination. Mereka kumpulkan sementara ini dekat banget sama Rat. Belum ada lemparan granat, masih ditunggu keberadaannya. Ini udah ketahuan karena tiba-tiba ter-knockdown di bagian laut. Ada sebuah pengintaian yang begitu detail dilakukan oleh seorang mitik. Satu orang yang tidak diundang sudah diamankan oleh Alpha 7.
Iya, ini dari seorang Sada. Tidak bisa kemana-mana, bakal harus menerima peluru panas dari tim A7 dan tertumbang di arah perairan kali ini. Rex coba memberikan covering fire, tapi tak banyak yang bisa dilakukan oleh dia. Dia pun hanya mencicil nyawanya, bahkan dia pun dalam bahaya setelah pelurunya connect menujunya.
Gila cuy, itu counter shootnya langsung lengket banget loh. Ngasih DPS ke, bukan DPS, tapi ngasih damage ke arah pemain dari Rat ini. Di mana Rex dipaksa mundur ke bagian belakang, bahkan diamankan. Pengintaiannya detail banget dari Alpha.
Langsung ditumbangkan. Rat pulang di posisi ke-11 menyisakan 10 tim menuju ke 20 player. 28 player masih alive di game kita kali ini. Dan PTR masih terpantau juga ada di pinggiran zona. Maju ke depan ada seorang Aladdin yang tentunya
in Paradise Resort. They have got a healthy tally and a healthy earning from this game already.
We might not get the chicken dinner, but we will get those match rewards. And honestly, with the amount of money that's been pumped into every single one of these matches, you know, you take that cash where you can. And I fully respect S2G for playing the game they did here. Shifu.
Ooh, close auto shotty in hand. Powerful has the UMP, but neither of them going to shoot off rounds aimed at either. Lord is traded off. Deadeye's guys, though, managed to find Sigma Galaxy as well. Falls as well. Proving to be a little bit tricksy. Aladdin close to Zuxi. Oh, he knows. He knows. Oh, he knows. And he is going to shut it down. Liquid. Genfos at the back. Still crawling in. Should try and get a little bit closer here, but the blue zone will tick away. Aladdin repositions as 7C hold out the east side of Hudson.
That could have been very bad there. Alpha 7 able to shut down Damwon Kia. Just came out of the water very, very speedily. Falcons, though, still in this, despite having a rough start towards the end of this game. They're going to have to maybe bring this one back.
Circle finally sent us landward, as we will be spared the swimming antics that S2G have been operating under so far. Deadeye's guys, Molotov onto Powerful, eliminates Team Falcons. On that northwestern side there, you can see just picking up the pieces for Deadeye's guys, bring themselves back up to their 3 total players that they have remaining after the res.
Liquid swings past, bops his teammate on the head, you know. Get back in the game. We've got to win this one. Keep your wits about you. Alpha 7, though, swam across. 4 players still alive, John. They have done some absolute magic in terms of survival. Scout, though, 5 eliminations so far for 7C. I think Scout has an idea of where these players are, and Alpha 7 now have to make a long trudge over towards 7C's compound. Great smoke walls. This has been a classic move coming through from Alpha 7 throughout both days of the Afterparty showdown.
For the position that Vampire Esports have held, the fact that they have no elims surprises me. I feel like they've been close to conflict for the last 10 minutes or so, but it seems like they just haven't opted to go in for these direct fights. They've been playing quite passively, and now the circle moves towards them on the south side shift.
Well, you remember the northwest side, all the teams who have fought over there have lost 1 or 2 players or are completely out of the game entirely. And they've decided to wait and bide their time, swing down towards the south side after this circle centers up just a little bit. And this is going to work out really well for Vampire Esports.
Nade over towards Alpha 7. Mafioso taken down. Kelsey for S2G manages to get to land. I mean, this is what loot crates can do for you, right? That's what the airdrops are there for. Get that ghillie in, and especially on Sanok, could prove to be absolutely crucial. Mythic moves forwards to Mafioso's position. Scout suppressed on the roofline. And they will have to reposition, push further into Hut-in.
Kelsey spotted by Carrillo. They do not let any gunshots go unanswered. Very much on the swivel now. Kelsey's in an awkward scenario. 21 players left here. 7C still with 4. Fortunately, Biggitron did take a knock there. But now Vampire Esports starting to spread their arms here in the circle, spread their influence.
The darkness swells, hopefully, for Vampire Esports in Hut-in. Nades still pouring in towards Alpha 7, but 7C, they're moving into the back of the push for Biggitron. Now crunched between Vampire Esports and 7C. Aladdin falls back as there's answers from the barrels of Biggitron. Spray? Maybe? No. Turned around. Shut down. Mythic keeps them alive. Alpha 7 eliminate S2G.
Goodness me, Mythic has been unbelievable with these spray transfers because you know he's waiting for the money transfers back to his bank account, so he has to make them good. There's no way that anyone's getting behind this team with this player with Alpha 7. Stalwart, though, do take down Revo, and they're in a rough scenario at this moment. They're not quite in the zone yet, and it has been absolutely unbelievable that they've been able to get this far in the first place.
Liquid 1 versus 4 on the push against 7C. Repositions, new side of the warehouse. Do 7C know that he's made this position, made this push? Looks like they're still nading on the left stanchion, but in comes Scout. Looks to be the front man. Pushes into the position that they think he's in. He turns around the side. Liquid needs to get a knock or 2 as it is getting suppressed from the sidelines. 7C losing players on the off angle, and Liquid repositions yet again. Aladdin wants to go for the push, but Sarang around the side, excellently executed, but Madman's down. Can 7C pick up the pieces?
Should be able to get this player back up and moving, considering they're still in the zone. Stalwart, Pika, takes down Joker. And Stalwart have been very quiet during this map, but still have 3 players, but it's Scry who goes down. And Alpha 7, how have they got in once again? They just escape death from time to time, but now just Mafioso left alive.
They are the survivors here. 8 eliminations, tying up with 7C on 8 as well. But you're right, it is only Mafioso with so much to do and a long way to run. 7C looking their way. Stalwart as well, putting that lead right down range. And Mafioso trying his best not to eat it for lunch.
Vampires, they know where the shade is from the blue, and you'd expect it to be so. As it moves down towards their position, Stalwart's still ahead of them. They've not had to do too much at all, and they're starting to get some eliminations, 2 so far, but it's that 10K that they're looking for this game.
If Alpha 7 can take down 7C, or, well, I'll stop that sentence right there, because that is going to even up the elimination points. If 7C go down right now, could potentially be a little bit tricky on the tiebreaker for most eliminations, but Stalwart, they're suffering. In comes Vampire, pushing on through. They want the 10K chicken dinner. They want that money. And who can blame them? Champions of the PMWI here at the Afterparty Showdown. And spraying around the corner, Scout can't quite win out the fight against Pika. Pika's just a little bit too on the ball, but Sarang has the bead, has the angle. Scout potential to get res, but Ravenclaw might have something to say about it.
This is so rough here. It's very, very lucky they were able to get that knock onto Schweppes and delay the fight, but Scout gets taken down. Now just Sarang and Aladdin, but Fluka with the DBS in hand.
What are you going to do against Dubbig Shotgun? Pushes on in, no Sarang out of the building. Aladdin down, one player left. They know exactly where he is. 7C to fall under the gaze of Vampire Esports, taking the chicken dinner on Sandhawk.
Vampire Esports, they may have been slow in the beginning like a turtle, but towards the end with the DBS, they were showing the shells to 7C. They're out of it, and Vampire Esports will take home the chicken dinner and the 10K for that one. Beautiful stuff overall. You love to see it. They were just seeing the future, man.
Absolutely, and Alpha 7 staying in super late, consolidating their point lead. I mean, it feels like this team, at the moment, nigh on uncatchable on the points totals.
Honestly, I am incredibly surprised how heated it's getting here in the Afterparty Showdown. Every single team is looking to earn money wherever they can at the moment. S2G as well, you gotta love it from Kelsey. He was like, right, no one's picked up on these loot crates. I'm going to grab them myself and get a little money on the side. But Vampire Esports, 7C, India and Thailand going out towards the end. It's a beautiful way to finish that match.
What a game on Sandhawk, but we've got a little bit more for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break.
Bounces and
Continue, start working.
A lot of damage, has to try to stay in. Rad in a really good spot to defend this. And first, Luxy succeed. Misery playing. Liquid has been set out for this game here. The question is, how many games does he sit out for? It could be the entire day. We'll see. Maybe you had some insights of them speaking with them at breakfast this morning, but we're gonna follow that closely. The desk can maybe also see how many games. Obviously, it's important. How well are these players be able to do? And you have substitutes with you, right?
Yep.
You're gonna be able to focus on that. And yeah, says to G on screen. Currently $36,000 after 6 games. That is just crazy. It is literally $6,000 per game. Let's see if they're able to continue that trend.
36,
right
and
there.
then you have Alpha 7 with 40. And then not far back, I mean, you have Team Falcons with $28,000.
Yeah,
and
without any changes.
That's what I was going to say. They haven't won a single game, so that's impressive. And in regards to Bigatron, the strategies, from what they did tell me, I think they might just be looking to finish out fights a lot faster.
Right.
I felt like yesterday they took too long and it ended up hurting them, so I'm intrigued to see if they are going to be going for that. As we do see this circle.
Pop
a lot
south.
of teams are going to be pushing south. Going to be seeing Dam1 Kia trying to make a push there. Guess what? Deadeye's being able to spot somebody from Dam1 Kia. Sir is going to be very close to them. He closes the door.
Wow.
He needs to be careful there.
Good movement.
Very good movement. If it would have been me, I would have ended up getting knocked by my own nade in an embarrassing clip on Twitter.
Let's not hope that's going to happen. Let's see what Dam1 Kia is going to be able to squeeze out of this one. Those guys kind of have the upper hand, being on the roofs already. Garage over there by Song and Fabian can be approached quite easily when you have on top, literally on top of that 2-story balcony building. Has a lot of control and information, and also one nade in hand. Potentially the Molotov could take something down there. Is it going to go in? It's going to go in. It's going to do a lot of damage onto Song. Fabian is on the outside there on the back door, so he's trying to hold that corner. It has been smoked.
Dam1 Kia is getting reinforcements. You can see Forrest now starting to move up with this other teammate as well. He went and picked him up, and now they're going to be making this push to make it a full squad. They need to be careful because somebody from Deadeyes is going to be right there. They crash into the rock, and now they're being spotted. Smokes are going to come out. Deadeye top Sir. Is he going to be able to blow up that vehicle? He does end up getting some shots on himself. And now you're going to be seeing the other Deadeyes players starting to rotate and see maybe he can get an angle on the players from Dam1 Kia that are stuck in the middle and out in the open.
Pre-needing. And try to do something more. Shari tries to pre-net that corner that Fabian potentially was holding. More utilities being used. Again, a really heavy utility wall in this case. Molotov on the top. That is a really good Molotov. Closing out that top. You cannot run up. Shari pushing in. Oh.
Big opening though for Dam1 Kia as they are able to knock one of the players that was holding a big off angle for Deadeyes. This is going to be huge for them. How are they going to be able to respond? Are they going to be able to take advantage of this?
Oh!
Forrest and Junie end up getting actually knocked and eliminated.
They are, oh, they're both knocked still. They're
they're
not
actually
eliminated
both
just
knocked.
yet. They just got knocked from that. Shifu's going to be pushing in. Song! That is really well played. More action with the shotguns here. Can he get one more? Nope. It's a 2 versus 2 effectively here in this case. And we're in the blue. Fabian finishes off Shari in this. And now Fabian has to try to see if he can push more. Oh my god, it's really well calculated. He heard it potentially. Let's see what Deadice Guys is going to be able to do this one. Turlov, Shifu with the Molotov. Works out quite well for them. Song and Junie in the bottom.
Fabian going for the high ground too. On the
Pushed
He is
alone.
gonna end up being able, Junie going to be able to finish somebody, and
Oh,
Kia
they-
ends up getting knocked as well.
Shifu last player.
Waiting patiently. He's the last player. It is going to be a 1v3 if they end up picking up their teammate. Let's see if this grenade is going to hit on anybody. It is going to get that elimination, and he is able to secure himself the first special elimination in $2,000.
That's great.
That's
Shifu
comforting
now.
considering that your whole team is
For
already
sure.
eliminated.
First team elimination now. Oh my god, Janine, no, that is just so unfortunate. Now Shifu saw that and he's going to be pushing right now after that first aid pop-off. Saiga, oh, that's a good nade by Fabian, really calculated. Now Janine's going to be able to be picked off. And Damwon Kia is able to take out Deadice Guys.
If Junie is able to knock himself, does that count towards the... Just kidding. Imagine if it did. As we are seeing a
at
replay
that.
here from S2G and Star Wars Esports. Star Wars Esports already eliminated Deadice. Guys, we just saw what happened to them, eliminated as well.
Yeah. First
Damwon
team
Kia,
elimination
though-
for them, $5,000.
Yep.
Being able to close that one out. That was great to see. Now 7C on screen here. 7, they're going to be rotating in. The circle has popped, and it's kind of centered on Milta and the compounds around it on the north side. That's why you see 7 trying to get into those. They have Enigma Galaxy ahead of them. Falcons 2 in the distance.
Aladdin a little bit far away from his teammate here. He needs to be careful because all the other teams are going to start trying to get just a little bit closer to Milta, get an angle, and see if maybe they can third-party any of those teams that might be out in the open. And guess what? Scout was right. He is currently playing this match as well. This is the actual non-first show match that he's going to be playing at the on this. He's trying to go for the headshot. Oh, he thought about it.
It was lined up. That would have been sick. 7C. Inside the north side of Milta, I kind of like that. They have a good amount of control here. The question is, where does the next couple of circles go? 2-2 split with that warehouse and that garage building. That's huge. An RA is locked down.
What this new circle is going to end up looking like. You can see Damwon Kia. Just wait and see what the other teams are really try to predict. I think it's going to go straight down in the middle where there's absolutely no cover, Avenger.
Huge amount of field there. There's a big wide compound in the center. Shots coming in for Prestige. Takes down Calls. They lost players in the kill feed earlier, or elimination tracker in that case. Calls C is going to be having to heal up a 2 R8. Are they going to push aggressively on that, or what is going to happen?
I think he was just able to escape this. It seems like their car is still intact. It might have all of the...
Like, has to be popped off.
S2G.
Oh, he got knocked out. That is so unfortunate. Try to go for that center shack. More shots comes toward Calcy. Can they get him? Bandar connecting a little bit, but not enough. Calcy's going to be able to go into that. But now they have this information that there's just one player left for me. Now Rad, they're pushing out some nades toward him. I think he's inside the shack. He's going to have to be very precise to hit those nades into the shack. Vampire now on the move. They're going to be moving on.
Megatron trying to back him off with some shots too. Team Falcons might have been able, I think it was powerful, might have been able to get some shots off as well. Vampire Esports, as they are very, very close to them now. Oh, he's starting to get a little bit closer to his team. And now we're looking at Alpha 7 against Damwon Kia. Keep in mind, Damwon Kia, only 2 players.
Ooh, that's a good Molotov. It does block off that doorway, but I think he'll be filling in and maybe sweeping in behind. Here, the teams have, majority of the teams have managed.
In a way, not that many buildings around. Guess what? Alpha 7 with the rotation, that's going to be wonderful. Damn.
36, like that's 536,000, not including what they get for just being here, and obviously the team intros and the duos. That's a lot of money that they're sitting on.
Yeah, no, $500,000 now you get that like pocket money. It's fine.
I mean,
Pretty-
if I'm not mistaken, I think it was you talking about this, Max, actually. The Vampire Esports, they went into this event, the second part of the event, right, thinking that if we just do okay here, we all could just buy houses flat out.
Yeah, they said like if we win 3-4 games and we do really good in 3-4 matches, like we get a house pretty much. Like they got 2.
That's crazy.
Right now, so if they get 2 more, like they got a house. So good investment.
What's better than 2 houses? 3
houses. Yeah.
As you can see down the list, though, on overall rankings. I mean, S2G, $59,000, but in 5th place is insane as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're still going to see another chicken dinner from these guys, right? Unfortunately, I feel like they are taking some early skirmishes, but if they make us a 3 or 4-man crew into the late game and they have a good position, we saw it yesterday on Livic in particular, they are a team that can close off games in really, really strong fashion. So I don't think we're going to see them end with 2 wins. I think we'll expect a few more. And I'm not going to shave my eyebrows. No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Ultimately, though, still kind of impressed that Big Tron Red Aliens have been able to gather the amount of points that they have without, with almost dodging some of the money in essence for this. But, you know, there's still big money for placement overall moving forwards. It seems like that seems to be their focus currently.
S2G in 5th place when it comes to points, but 2nd place when it comes to earnings. Really well done by them, and obviously whenever S2G do well, we have the Turkish crew next to us, the talent, they're screaming. They are popping off, brought to you by S2G.
Yeah.
Damwon Kia, though, they've been insanely quiet today, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little bit quiet, unfortunately. I think that a few teams that we wanted to see actually pop off have been a little bit quiet. I want to see more from Stalwart in particular. Like, they really struggle. Yeah.
Didn't Damwon Kia have 40k coming into today? Correct me if I'm wrong. But if that is the case, then they're still at 40k. So it's really
I can tell you in a second when
thank you.
actually take a look at a head-to-head matchup here between the Falcons and I believe, if I remember correctly, it
You're
is
stalling for time.
the team, of course, that has done
What's it
exceptionally
gonna
well
be?
today, Vampires.
That's not
I just
Damwon
sometimes
Kia at
talk
all.
really slow.
Okay, cool. Yes.
that one?
Here's Vampire and Team Falcons, 2 of the
That's what I
greatest
said.
teams. As Jason continues to stall for some more time, Max, what have you got to say about this?
They're 2 amazing teams. They're great teams. Brought to you by John Allen, of course.
Stop. This entire segment has been brought to you in part by the man himself. But yeah, I think Vampires, we've seen from them here, very, very well done in terms of even the movement into the Hartin area during all of this. Because again, coming in from where they did from kind of south-west with all of the teams congregated around that and it being very open to get into there as well. It was quite impressive.
And seeing for Team Falcons here, they're playing like pretty much every Battlegrounds, the edge play. And it's been working great for them so far. They don't really try and play central. They just play the edge. They go to the eliminations. If they still have the numbers in the late game, we saw it early on Livic, they can close off games too. So Falcons, happy to see them actually stepping up on day 2.
No healing attempt in Sandhawk this time around.
Maybe it's due to the fact that the blue zone ticks harder after the 5th zone.
But we're still seeing people try it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right, you talked about muscle memory. Teams kind of get into that mindset of, like, play it out like the way we normally do, and they're not really taking those changes into effect. You know, you've been talking about this graphic being brought to us by John Allen. Actually, it's brought to us by Aramco, one of the sponsors here of this event, making sure this event can be possible, as well as Saudia on top of that. And not to mention Dr. Suleiman Al-Habib. Fantastic.
The man himself.
The man himself. The man, the myth, the legend, making
Yeah.
this event happen for us. You can see we have 1 minute and 10 left to go until we head into our final match with Miramar. But remember, we do have our screenshot, our best moments of the entire event, and you guys can win rewards at home. Make sure you guys are taking screenshots of your favorite moments over on YouTube and Instagram, and tag PMWI Best Shot to win a cool PUBG Mobile statue. If you want information, make sure you go check out our social media to find out about that. But we are heading to the final match of this part of the event. We obviously have the duo show match thereafter. But the question is, can Alpha 7 pick up a victory and yet again, in back-to-back days, have only 3 teams winning every match? So on over to our commentators, though, of John Allen and Blink.
Felt a little bit personally attacked in that last death segment. I don't know what's going on. They're just getting a bit aggy with it.
I think so. To be fair, Kalaris does a really good impression of you, John, to be honest with you. It's very much your
Right.
likeness.
My name's Kilaris. I've got square buttons and I stand on a box.
I don't know.
What do you
man.
think?
It wasn't that good.
Do you think? I think it was perfect. I think it was spot on.
I don't actually sound anything like it. I feel like Kalaris actually does a really good impression of you. I mean, if you ever need to do any voiceover work, you could just hire Kalaris to do it for you. But I don't really think you bring that same talent for doing Kalaris.
Do you not think?
No, I'm really sorry.
Oh, well.
Do you want a basketball fact?
I would love a basketball fact right now.
Okay, so there was an interviewer who went to a high school game in America, and on the first try of sending the basket in, first take, by the way, got it in, and then all the people, all the staff at that high school event took him out for dinner, and he had a great time.
And everybody clapped.
And everybody clapped. You can find the video online.
What if I can't?
Well, then, you message me and I direct you in the location. Whoa, okay, Alpha 7. Dear me. I'll direct your focus now to the Afterparty Showdown, most eliminations and highest damage. Alpha 7, it's all them all day, every day.
I mean, nothing really stopping them at this stage. What was it, 70k so far in earnings?
Rubbish headshots, though.
Oh, I thought you meant the pictures. I was like, what, you're being so mean for?
No, they're just rubbish at headshots. That's all.
No, I see what you mean there. I do see what you mean. Although, wasn't it an Alpha 7 player at the top?
It was Mythic, but they didn't have all three up there, so I'm disappointed.
Oh, okay. That's fair. And they need way more Nadalims than that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, two's like one
sucks.
less than the top guy.
Yeah, rubbish. Appalling.
Unfortunately, we still have the very charismatic Damar here, 343 meters, which we're all happy about. Unfortunately, A7 are not so happy, but you got to love the smile on Damar. What a cool guy. He was always smiling on stage, as well. He looks like a really sweet guy. I saw him down the player lounge, and he just looked extremely happy. And I think that's how everyone should approach PUBG Mobile.
No, I think great sadness. What do you think?
I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go hang with Damar now because you are bringing bad vibes to these games here on Miramar.
Good vibes only on Miramar for this game. The last of the main 4-player squad games today. Match number 6. Of course, we still have the duos game later, so make sure you stick around for that. But if you are sticking around for that, you might as well watch in-game. Watch PMWI together in the in-game esports center with your friends to win PMWI special sets. I'm Sean Connery now.
Okay, then. Unbelievable stuff. I like that a lot, yeah. Anyway, if you want to also look good in-game, not quite like Sean Connery, more like Indy. Harrison Ford. Everybody knows that guy looks very dapper. You can also look dapper with a PMWI gun skin and outfit. So those packages for PMWI are on sale for only a limited time, so grab them whilst you can. And you can also win yourself some PMWI treasure chests if you play PUBG Mobile during the PMWI, which you should all be doing. Because right now, these games are getting me fired up, hyped up to play some matches over on Miramar, over on Erangel, even Sandhawk, Karakin, Livik. We've got it all here today over on the Afterparty Showdown, as well as tomorrow. So make sure you remain tuning in.
I've got a question for you, Blaine.
Okay.
If you had to do an impression of one of the other talent.
Tell me what you really think about me.
Can't be me.
Okay.
Who would it be?
Who would I do an impression?
Yeah. I'll put you on the spot here.
Well, Max, actually, because,
Do you think?
the producer, Addy, who is a beautiful, lovely guy, reminded me that at the start of the day for me, I did a great Max Extreme impression, so I probably would do Max.
That's fair.
Yeah. Common Tapple 2.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh.
Savla.
I didn't think it could get worse. I didn't think it could get worse.
Com7C Com Sa.
That wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
That was uphill slightly, but to be fair, rock bottom only has upwards trajectories.
Yeah. It's kind of my French is not great, unfortunately.
Do you know pas parler français?
Je ne pas parler français. Je parle en français un peu.
Oh. Habla español?
No.
That's still French.
No, Addy, I cannot speak German either.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah, I've got all. I know this is a multi-language stream. Unfortunately, I'll have to keep it to English because it's the only one I can do justice. If I start doing other languages, I will have people shouting at me in Instagram or all over. They'll be very angry.
Oh dear. Madman on the road, cut across by Kato, but Sarang's there for the backup. It's a three-way engagement on the positions here for 7C versus Rad. Looks like no one's really going down just yet. No one quite landing those shots, but Rex cut off from the rest of the squad.
Oh, and also shots taken from Madman. Not happy about this one. The Midi 14 comes into effect with a big result.
Here you go. Here's a fact. Another European language, albeit a dead one. Rex in Latin means king.
Well, good for him. 7C though, Sarang continues to harangue Rad over here. Kaito comes in, there's a nade that comes through. I think both players had the same idea there. First aid kit. I don't think you need it right now, laddie. Maybe later though.
Kaito losing the teammate. 7C managed to get that first elimination bounty as well. A swift 2K. Looking for a little bit more than that as well. They want the squad wipe. Kato goes down. Madman able to find it flush from Sarang. 7C moving as a unit. 2 players left. 2K. Looking for a little bit more than that.
There's the earnings on the screen. Alpha 7 firmly at the top with 70k. Woo. You got the A7 and the 70k in the bank. I know that makes 7 Worlds Gaming happy to see. S2G underneath 159k. I mean, those guys, though, they've kind of been scrounging some money where they can, and I respect it, man. I respect it big time. You know, if you can't take the chicken dinner, take what you can elsewhere.
I mean, S2G, yeah, right. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what
Big
I said.
Gaming. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, just
that's what you're saying.
I was emphasizing your point.
Are you also saying that?
Sorry, who are you?
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
They let you in? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they do. I don't know where you've come from.
Apparently I'm a timeless entity. That's what I've been told.
Right, anyway, at the game, 7C moving down. Circle's already hitting. Absolutely, we have to remind you all at home that these games are accelerated. We want the pace of these games to be fast, quick, and action-packed, which is exactly why we're doing this. Teams will have to make their way into the circles pronto. Los Leones on the western side do have Deadeye's guys, and all the teams didn't have a lot of time to loot up, but there is a fair few decent paths of rotation to get into this one. A few of them using the eastern roads. That's R8 who are still making their way down. D77 though, he is a bit far out. He's still in El Azahar. The rest of this team, you know, asking him if he can hurry up just a little bit.
On the back foot, maybe. Hopefully boosters on the cards from Mafioso. They'll need to heal up. You can see got 1 energy drink there in the pocket and a little bit of a booster there still on the bar. See, still in the first phase though, so might need to get a little bit more, and they're still a way out. 3 first aid kits though, they will be absolutely fine. It's still early circles. Western side looking a little bit more open than the east right now, though Enigma Galaxy do have that west road on lock. The closest engagement, I think you can see right in the middle there, just near power grid on the south side, Stalwart and 7C. Very, very close to one another.
Yeah, one of the players there rotating through. Rod's in front of A7. Revo immediately spots this and careens off to the right-hand side. So that drops out for just a second, maybe to take some shots, but decides against it, realizes, you know, they're just in as much trouble as Alpha 7 is right now, trying to get into the zone itself. But we are heading down towards Chumacera right now. Enigma Galaxy rotating dangerously close to Dam1 Kia. Not actually taking any shots as of yet. I think both these teams concerned with their own well-being, and this is a gentleman's agreement that we shall ride into the zone itself. I take it back. Lord, you are a very naughty man. This is not how this is meant to go down.
That's against the code, unfortunately. But fortunately enough, doesn't actually manage to land too many shots. Doesn't really do too much to slow things down. Just diverts course slightly. Looks like Rada still on the warpath. I mean, they didn't get the memo that the duos game is next game. They are going to be playing with 2. Sung in a flaming car right now. We'll have to try and regroup. Just keeping himself nice and warm. You know, warming the hands at the fire. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a happy time there. I mean, he will have to get that vehicle soon because it does have a bit of a time limit on it. S2G rocking up to Deadeye's guys. Silas will be tossing a grenade soon. Takes a couple of shots. I'll have to put that pin back in it.
Shifu needs to have an impact from the off angle here. It is outnumbered right now for the Deadeyes guys on their current position. Turulov around the side there, trying to keep this angle suppressed. Beautifully found there, an off angle for Joker at the back there, all the way across the way, nearly shut down, but still up, still kicking, and still pumping out lead. S2G falter on their push.
5K bounty is still here, John. No team eliminations have come through as of yet. Sadat just drops out and lays Scry low there.
Knock found, actually, over onto Chari, who will have to drop down. I think Vampire Esports weren't too far away from this. Raze knows where Shifu is now, drops the smoke, stops the push up the ridgeline, seeing him on that angle. A nade over from Silas, still not quite under the watchful gaze of Shifu, swings around the side, repositions the buggy, potentially a little bit of cover there. But are S2G wanted to go for this, or are they disengaging?
Really sparse on loot at the moment. S2G, if you took a quick peek at their meds, you can see right there, bandages, 1 painkiller, 1 energy drink. It's really rough in terms of stims as well as medical supplies. This would be a fight that would be nice to win, just to, you know, steal some equipment off the enemy team. But I think right now, Deadeyes guys are certainly outlasting S2G. Move just a bit further into the zone here so they can keep this fight going for a little bit longer. Circle heads back up towards Picardo. Stalwart, a little bit unhappy with this one though after losing Scry there.
This is this engagement right on the eastern side of the next circle. Raze not quite finding those angles. That was the first airdrop collected. Did you catch who it was? I was focused on the engagement.
I did.
Who
Yeah.
was it?
I gave him a little golf clap as well. It's Ralph. Picked himself up. A nice little airdrop. That's on the western side of the map. Directly opposed to this engagement here, which is right on the eastern edge. R8 are moving in through the northern side of this engagement. I wonder if we're going to have the back and forth between R8 taking down S2G, S2G taking down R8. Could be amusing, but it looks like R8 are more prioritizing getting into the circle itself here.
Kelsey on the roof. Covered, actually. I think this is a pretty good spot for Kelsey. The way up to the roof is covered by his 2 teammates, meaning that if you push up, you need to deal with Silas, you need to deal with Raze first. Either that, or you just win out those trades hands down. Ooh, potentially able to bobble a little smoke there onto the stairs to push on up. They know Kelsey's up there, but they can't quite get there yet. And it's not going to be super easy to make that push unless you can get a little bit of a squeaky, cheeky play done.
Yeah, they're kind of locked in this fight now, though, with Kelsey on the top side. It's going to be difficult to get him down without completing that fight. You can see already the blue has made its way over to the circle, so it is not waiting around for any of these teams. It is go time. Next circle about to hit, heads down towards Alpha 7. Looking to pack another chicken dinner into that backpack of theirs. And honestly, they're going to need a level 3 at this rate because they have had so many.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be 1 each if they can take this one home. Lovely nade onto Raze. This is what we were talking about before. The openings that need to be found in order to get up towards Kelsey. Silas laid bare, somehow dodging through the hailstorm of bullets. Staying alive for the time being. Hang on a minute. Who's this? Someone else coming into the engagement potentially? No. Shifu does get spotted. Kelsey shooting on down. That's where the bullets were coming from. Now they're looking to try and mount up this pressure. Nades potentially popping out through the windows. Kelsey trying to swerve around the side, and Silas still going out in the open.
I mean, they're not making it easy for Deadeyes guys, I'll tell you that now. Kelsey, though, with the UMP, continues to send Deadeyes guys further down. At some point, Deadeyes guys will have to leave. Kelsey can almost sacrifice himself here for the greater good so that potentially Silas is able to leave.
Maybe trying to look for another way, but seems like the only one that's going to work on out. Deadeyes guys really getting slowed down here. Trying to evacuate their location. Kelsey takes a nade, and that is the end of the Castle King at the top of the building. Los Leones must be left now. Silas still alive, but on the northern side and alone for S2G.
Yeah, there's your sacrifice made by Kelsey. Silas drops him the salute. He starts to run away here, but he has locked them down. Stalwart Pika, top, action. still in this one. They're only lost Scry earlier on, so 3 players still up here, ready to go. You can see Alpha 7 off in the distance, but they're very central. They'll be waiting this game out. Damar, nice shots down towards Aladdin.
Nicely found. Shots to the back of Scout. Coming in, potentially a third party. I think that might have been R8 potentially chiming in, or maybe even Rod. But 7C suffering heavily right next to Stalwart. That is not the place where you want to take a couple of unfortunate knocks. And that is the end of Stalwart. A nice nade over the top. Oh, it was Vampire Esports who chimed in onto Scout. Look at the number of teams that just got those limbs onto 7C as we tune on in with R8 and Falcons.
Yeah, Bandai got knocked on the approach from Yusuf with a very nice nade here. Falcons only have 2 players, but so far they are sending this 4-man unit back. Yusuf keeps popping down the stairs. They're very low HP, not really having opportunities to heal off. As of yet, you can see Prestige tries to pop the first aid, but it's just too little too late. And now Never Alone, the clutch maestro, hits one.
You can't jump those gaps when Never Alone is on the case. Unfortunately, the blue zone is too much to handle. And R8, with 1 player left, are still going, but they lose that swiftly. Vampire Esports take them down, and now just Yusuf is there. I don't think you can res in this zone. Yusuf just needs to heal, if he can.
Ooh, Vampire Esports and Alpha 7. They've been going at it with the fisticuffs at the moment in these games. Coming off for Kenzie, where it was one or the other there to get the chicken dinner. And now they're both inside this circle. It could go either way depending on the next shift. But Enigma Galaxy, they're in already. Revo goes down to Lord.
Excellent find through the doorway. Lord up to the wall. Will be able to get this first aid off. Closes the door. Stops that vision. Nicely opened onto the engagement. Revo smoked out. Mythic wants to try and get his teammate to safety, but you can't make that break. Not yet. Not until you get an off angle. Not until you can suppress the position for Enigma Galaxy.
Hits Revo very hard there with the grenade, and it's unlikely to get their boy back up again. Now Alpha 7 once more down to 3. Enigma Galaxy causing huge problems. Vampire Esports have problems of their own though. As down 1 Kia swoop into the compound underneath them on the south side of the circle itself. But they'll have to cross the road, so it's really interesting. There's 3 very good compounds inside this circle, but all depends on this next shift where it goes, especially with the crossroads right here. How do you get across these open zones?
It's brutal. Open ground. A couple of ridges to play around, but the speed at which you can traverse them, super, super low. Rod, try and crash straight on in, and it's all going to be a part of the seams, but finally they stitch it back together. Fortunately, there's an off angle for top, and they will be able to stay in with 3.
That's the kind of response time you want from your teammate. The enemy team falls, and just as that happens, action rolls up and the buggy is immediately getting you back up on your feet. In this case, you don't get a rest playing with Stalwart. You are constantly in the game.
Fortunately, Stalwart now drawing attention. Vampire Esports sending shots their way. I think that was shots coming through from Bigatron. Really, really far away there. And shots from Alpha 7 as well. Schweppes taken down a peg. Hopefully Vampire Esports can get that one back up. Here's a replay of the crash that came through from Rod. Pika does go down, but it is that angle from top.
Yeah, action was coming in hot there. He had the sirens on and everything. A little bit unfortunate for Vampire Esports. They do push out just a little bit, but now it's time to recoalesce. This is a fantastic shift for them. And down 1 Kia's compound's just about out. It will give them some survival time. Turulov looking to hold on here. Last member of his team for Deadeye's guys, but surrounded by the aliens.
Bigatron with Genforce trying to pop a nade in. A little bit left on that nade, but might do the job. Just a slimmer HP left. But they know where he is now. Genforce pushes up to the vehicle, takes it away. Bandages, only the 1 for Turulov. It's not great.
He's going to be really struggling. Just try to get as many points as possible for himself. Now Alpha 7 will have to deal with the rest of Enigma Galaxy. They're ahead of them here in their rotational path. They're absolutely stacked though. Good smokes. Once again, the train comes through and they're looking to move through the steam here and start somewhat strong for themselves. Molotov out the window will prevent the push-up just a little bit, and with the confusion laid bare by the smokes, that was a nice nade. Starts things off strong. A7 heavily injured now.
Bigatron will eliminate the Deadeye's guys, but in goes that push. Carrillo the corner. Mythic and Mafioso trying to give any sort of support that they can. Lord takes a little bit of damage from a nade around the side. Carrillo up the stairs. A little bit of respite, a little bit of safety. Trying to blow the doors off the hinges as Ralph goes down first, bringing the numbers even so far. Mafioso, though, is going to get traded off. The flush is good, but Carrillo's there, caught with nade in hand. The push comes through from Momodi, and he's allowed to sneak through the gaps. Only one player now for Alpha 7, and they know where he is. It's Carrillo up the stairs, potentially looking to get this res if the doors are going to keep that cover going, but Carrillo opts instead to pop that Molotov down and give themselves a little bit more cover.
That was an insanely fast molly he brought out. He knew exactly what he had to do in that moment, but he tries to move out the building. But it's BTR, GenForce comes out of nowhere. They've moved upon this position, and Enigma Galaxy are just completely trapped.
But BTR have moved up to this position. They've given ground to Vampire Esports, who have now got the lion's share of this next circle.
I mean, they've been here for such a long time, John. It's been very difficult for them not to take all this space, but they're starting to push out. Once again, the cloak of the Vampire starts to envelop the rest of these teams. It's a question of whether they can continue to dominate in the circle. Lord's still alive, though.
They're controlling Damwon Kia on the south side of the road. They are moving into position to block out Bigatron. With GenForce down already, they're locked in this engagement. The ridge lines are so bare, so barren for them on this Miramar. And Vampire Esports control the circle. They control the quadrant. They're gonna have another chance to take home another 10K.
This will be beautiful stuff for them. They'll be happy with the money that they've earned. They've got a fair few team eliminations as well, so there's potential for even more cash on the line for them. Beautiful nade from Song, though, from Damwon Kia.
And another.
3 players still going.
Oh, didn't quite find anything else there. The res should be possible over onto Ravenclaw. Song, you imagine, doesn't have too much more in the back pocket in terms of utility. And maybe even then wants to save it.
Oh, dear.
Bigatron regrouping. Zuxi spotted. They will not be able to move forward to more than 3.
They take their chances there as well. I love that from BTR. They hear the third party, instantly wrap around and try and surround them from both teams' side, understanding that Damwon Kia is over towards the south. They'll take the north, and now Vampire Esports are going to have to play out their mind as a 4 to prevent these teams from just starting to crush them between 2 walls of players.
They need to take one of these fights or certainly win it out as fast as possible. The nades continue to just bobble over the top of the roadside from Damwon Kia. Unfortunately for them, the blue zone is pushing. They will have to move. The smoke wall has been established. They will push through. Frontman Sung looking to try and draw some fire potentially, try and allow those teammates to refrag. Jumping in, trying to gather info. The smoke starts to clear. Vampire Esports have clear rain. Across with the car. Fabian careens across the side. Sung taken down on the first push. Fabian low as well. Should be handled. Now they need to turn their attention to the last player from Damwon Kia. Trying to get across. It's looking hairy. It's looking ropey. And I don't think they're going to be able to do too much more. Forrest finally dealt with. Schweppes did go down in the meantime. What can BTR do?
Really good smokes coming out from Vampire Esports to isolate that fight between them and Damwon Kia.
Big.
Another nade, though, onto Ravenclaw, and now it's 2 versus BTR, but there's 2 down! How does this happen? Just Luxy alive!
Last player going in. Fluketh 1 versus 1 against Luxy from BTR. One of the longest standing members on this roster. Made the name for Bigatron. They've been dodging the money all day, all tournament at this after-party showdown. Is now the time that they take that 10K. A nade pours in over the top. The reses are coming through, and they are denied yet again. Vampire Esports take the 10.
Quick on the swivel, quick on the game, and quick on the decisions coming through from Vampire Esports in those final moments. It was very, very difficult. You know, it felt one of those stressful situations where you're in an escape room, you see both the walls start to close, and you have to figure out a solution in that moment. And you know, Stoned, the rest of the team, they had a solution in the back pocket. They've trained for this exact moment.
Certainly did. I mean, it worked out incredibly well. We know what sort of strength they have in these engagements. We talked about it so much. We've praised them so many times. But we've got an American, a Frenchman, and a Yorkshireman to talk about the match standings. Brought to you by STC.
I was wondering if I was the Frenchman there, and then I realized we have Max, and I also realized I have no ability to do accents whatsoever. But anyways, Vampire Esports, they take the 3rd win, 30,000 bucks on the day just from chicken dinners alone, 23 points as well, helping close that gap right behind Alpha 7. But Bigatron, that was the first time we've seen them really show up so far yet today, Max.
I'm a little bit offended you forgot about me for a second there, Jason. But hey, no, still here, not going anywhere. Not especially my eyebrows. But yeah, Vampire able to get himself the win here. Good to see on their side. And yeah, back-to-back coming into this one. I believe the first back-to-back we had, even though a lot of teams actually got 2 wins yesterday. So yeah, Vampire, they're here to play. They're here to take the wins and get themselves a big portion of that prize pool.
Yeah, nobody wants to share these wins, which I think is kind of cool to see, to be honest, with the effective dominance of some of these big teams up at the top being able to consistently assert themselves well with the positions that they're taking here. And Vampire Esports, once again, does so well. And it also shows, at the very end of this game, the importance of keeping even just a little bit of utility here or there, because being able to get those nice arcs on those nades and being able to shut down a 1v1 almost instantaneously against a potentially deadly threat in Luxie is very important.
You had very predictable lines of sight, right, that were going to come out from the other side. So if you do not have that nade, I think that he could have picked up the 1v2 pretty easily because you knew exactly where they're going to peek from.
And I think he had the better equipment because Luxie had an AUG.
True.
Going up against that gun is a laser. So I don't really want to take a 1v1 against that, to be honest.
Yeah, I've been learning quite well not to take 1v1s pretty much against anyone because I'm terrible at PUBG Mobile. But still, I mean, it was at least great to see Bigatron step up. The funny thing was we're watching the match in our room, and we have the Indonesian talent room next to us who are 5 minutes ahead of us because we're on a little bit of a delay. And we hear them scream, and they're like, oh, I guess Bigatron's doing well. I guess they're going to be at the end of the game. But yeah, in the end, like, they still weren't able to close things out. And I don't remember where they actually stand when it comes to the match awards ranking. But I feel like they're one of the lower teams.
They indeed are, yes. They were kind of very middle ground in terms of the overall placements, but it was pushing them up enough to kind of negate where the overall rewards from money came along, but they still were very low. So this will give them a little bit of a boost, I guess, for all of this. And I like some of the transitions that they were doing. Although that being said, they're not on there. So maybe the next page, question mark.
Star Wars still taking money every time. Even though they didn't get the wins, they still bring in some money every single game. So they still clearly have a game plan in mind, even though it's not like chicken dinner oriented. They still get some money, right? So you can't really argue with that one too much.
Yeah. But I feel like that domination we saw in the first week out of Star Wars has just completely disappeared. Yeah, where have they gone?
We were expecting like some pretty major changes, right? Because main tournament compared to the Afterparty show now, everything is different, right? So not too surprised. But one thing that has remained consistent, though, is the fact that Vampire dominate not only the rankings, but also these extra prizes, the game awards and eliminations. 20 teams eliminated too. I mean, yeah. I mean, 500k was not enough for them.
Yeah, and you know what? They might come out winning this event as well. I mean, you think about PMGC down the line, Vampire Esports are definitely putting a bullseye on their back for all the teams to come for.
Especially since we saw Alpha 7 put their head above the parapet so far here when it comes to the lead as a whole. But yeah, Vampire is really bringing the fight back to them with another 23 points on the board. I'm looking forward to the overalls.
I mean, they were looking at buying a house potentially. I think you can buy way more than a house is how much they want here. They're going to get a whole mansion. Okay?
They could buy us a house.
I'll accept it. Thank you.
I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, James, you have a house.
Ooh, yeah, true. But that's a big catch-up.
I'm more of a Mustard fan myself, to be honest, but 27 points, Vampire Esports are behind Alpha 7. We're only down by $12,000. So we did have S2G up quite heavily when it came to money. They're actually in second place still when it comes to just the earnings alone. But obviously the prize pool at the very end, determined by your ranking or placing, still is quite a big factor.
Yeah, S2G really struggling to convert chicken dinners, mostly due to the fact that they're taking a lot of early mid-game fights, right? They lose a player here and there, and then late game, if you don't have the full squad, then you're going to struggle because you've got Alpha 7, you've got Vampire still there as a 4-man squad. Dam1, if you're one of the games where they're popping off, they're still alive. So S2G need to maybe rework the early stage to make sure they can get a chance for those wins.
Dam1's still alive in a lot of these end circles, but because they're not getting the chicken dinner conversion off the back of it, and they're not really being flashy up towards it as well, they're not getting first eliminations, they're not getting most team eliminations, etc., and things like that. They're really not moving in terms of much money whatsoever. So actually, for Dam1, it's been quite a little bit of a fall off here throughout the day, considering they were nicely in second place.
I feel like we kind of expected that, at least when it comes to earnings, right? Dam1 don't really have a playstyle that allows them to get up these big rewards. They're not usually getting the first eliminations or the most amount of squad wipes. Exactly. They're a team more about winning and getting to those late zones. So it's kind of reflected in that.
I would also say like there's been a major change of like aggressiveness in general from yesterday to today. I think teams like, you're looking at Rad, you're looking at R8, 7C, Deadass guys a little bit too at some time. Like they see, okay, we're not getting a lot of money, right? That is the goal of this tournament. It's not like the main tournament, you're going to get 500k. No, that's not the case. Here, you want to be extra aggressive. And I think that is hurting the side of Damwon a little bit more. There's like very positional focus, right?
Sure.
And teams are willing to contest that a lot more, so they use players and then chicken dinners. They don't really come your way as often.
Yeah, or you catch circle and you've got a nice spot to play with. But it's not happened here throughout the day, really, for them, to be honest, so it's difficult.
Okay, well, we do have a minute 20 left. Remember, that was our last when it comes to squads. We're going to be heading over to duos in our show match here.
That's right. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Obviously, we saw Stalwart not have the best of starts in the duos today, but yesterday was great for them. Keen to see what's going to happen here. It's Livic, right?
It is.
It is.
Thank you very much for reminding us all at home. Livic with duos would be extremely exciting, but we can't get to that until I tell you about STC, about Spotify, and of course about Razer, who are all sponsors here of PMWI, but also not just PMWI, G8, which has been an event that's been going on for 5 weeks with multiple different titles, but we know they save the best for last. And speaking of saving the best for last, that's why we got John and Blank here to bring you all the action here in our final match of the day.
2 players per team, 1 map, 1 more to play today. Thank you very much, Jason. We're going to be throwing it back to the best for last later on after this game, as we do head back to the desk afterwards. So very well said. Thank you very much.
What about Jason comes in here all hype, having a great time, and then you pick up with the most chillest little throw to the game, which is fair play, because we're heading over to Livic. It's duos. You want these teams and these players to be chilled out. They've got to have their wits about them. They've got to be cool, collected coming into Livic, because this is a map where you really, really do have to be on a swivel. You have to be swinging on a dime if you want to make sure that you want to live to the end and earn that dime with the match rewards for the duos. The best duo.
But all we hear is Radio Livic. Radio Crabgrass.
All right. I like that a lot.
I thought of that. I needed to say it. I've said it now. We can move on.
Well, let's kill the radio star and get right back to the video, because we're here in game. Keep your eyes peeled on this screen, because you're about to watch it pop off here on Livic. Revo's out. He sent it. Look how fast this guy is in the parachute. I swear this guy's got rocket-propelled boots on at the same time, which is going to take off when he hits land. It's not quite the same as ice skates on Karakin. Doesn't help you as much, in my opinion.
He's moving like Martin in the pool. I don't know if you saw Martin swim the other day. Yeah, it's like a seal.
Like a seal?
Yeah, cuts through the water. Nimble, agile.
Yeah, he is like a motorboat. He's fast. He's speedy.
No, that's 7.
What, 7?
Don't know what all the bubbles are behind him, but he goes quickly.
He does. That is true. I feel like he's cheating somehow, but we're not sure. I do see him eating a lot of that cabbage in the hotel dinner, though, so I might be having something to do with it, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, straight back over to Livic. We get our first circle, heads down towards power plant. Already got Damwon Kia over here with that big shotgun that we have seen them use before. The DBS comes in clutch for them. I think that, they practically stuck around power plant for the majority of this time. R8, though, here over at this beautiful place in the map with a waterfall in the background. It's happy days overall, and it'll be even happier days if you participate in the PMWI Watch Together with us. We love that you are hanging out with us here on the English stream or any of the other streams as well. Just make sure you are watching together with us in-game over at that esports center with your friends if you want. Get as many people involved as possible, and you could win some of those coveted PMWI special sets.
And if you want a gun skin or an outfit, then you know what? You're in luck, because PMWI packages are on sale for a limited time. And you can also win PMWI treasure crates if you play PUBG Mobile during PMWI.
That's right, and only one more day to do that, so get cracking, get a move on, get in game, grab those chicken dinners, absolutely dominate the competition, or just play and get taken down early like this. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're in the game. Powerful already down to Revo. Alpha 7 not looking to lose their top spot in either of these things, either in the duos or over on the match reward and earnings in the main tournament of the Afterparty Showdown.
Bad news bears for Team Falcons. Still one player to go though, Yusuf, trucking along. Will be solo from now on in. There's the M1014 on the back of Carrillo, the auto shotgun replacement. I mean, it's still the big shotgun, but it isn't quite the same.
That long shotgun. That's the one.
Sure. Flukuth with one of his own shotguns in hand, chasing R8 Escaton up the stairs, nade down the bottom of the staircase, drops down himself as well, tries to evade the damage and maybe giving Vampire the old slip, but the spray with the UMP will give the game away. Ravenclaw around the side, Scar in hand, player up the top as well, P90 as well there, around the door frame, good for one. Escaton needs to be aware that there's a player dropped out and he'll find the bullets hitting the back. Prestige in the meantime got dealt with, I don't know who by, but chased back up and he's given them the old ropey dope. Ooh. It's R8.
Okay then, Escaton, the grenade sails over the top of his head, but R8 will anchor the run here for Vampire Esports in the show match right at the beginning of the game. We're down to 11 teams already, but Stalwart, they picked up the scent. They smell the action over off in the distance, not the action on their team. They don't spend much time sniffing him, but he's definitely doing the work for them.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, look, I had to clarify, you know.
You bad man.
Look, I clarified. Stalwart, you know, they know where the action is at all times. I need to get away from saying action alongside with Stalwart because that player causes problems for me.
I'll tell you what else causes problems is Escaton. I mean, this was fast. This was good movement coming through from Escaton. You love to see it. I like this push back because he'd been running around in circles the whole time. He completely caught Vampire Esports off guard, right, on that push back. It's the first time he'd done it, and at a crucial time.
Yeah, I mean, he checks his fitness watch. He's done his 10,000 steps for the day. He was up and down those stairs like a shot. So, you know, I'd hope for him and Prestige, you know, they chill out for a little bit now. They are towards the center, so they don't have to do too much more walking in these final moments of day 2 for the Afterparty Showdown. We are again here in the show match. Just to remind you, we're playing duos at the moment to figure out just who is the deadliest duo of them all here in the Afterparty Showdown. There is money on the line as well for these teams for the points at the top. We'll figure all that out tomorrow in our final show match on day 3.
We've got to get some of these thumb socks.
We do.
I keep feeling so jealous of all of these players when I see those thumb socks on.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got those slippy fingers. Sometimes I'll go for a spray and whoop, I'm over just looking 180 degrees behind me. It's very unfortunate. But that does sometimes cause massive surprise to the enemy team. They're unsure whether to take shots at me or not because they're like, is this guy AFK? Do I take shots? Is this allowed?
Nobody
Is
knows.
it ethical? And then whip, I'm around like a shot, and I find the team wipe. It is my classic move when I play here on Livik.
Oh no, I am just a helpless little player.
That's right. You've seen me in game.
Lost him.
I like to deceive the opponents.
That's right. Throw them for a loop.
That's for sure. And deceiving, misdirection. That's what it's all about here for the magicians of Alpha 7, who have been doing some incredible work today. And I've said multiple times where, you know, there's no chance that Alpha 7 is getting back into the circle. I look back round again, it's Houdini staring me in the eyes as Alpha 7's found their way into the circle and found some damage onto the enemy teams. Down one Kia, though, in power plant, stamping the mark here.
I beg your pardon. Down one here, just spraying it down like it ain't no thing. Kelsey takes the knee, takes the L, not down fully just yet, but Silas quite a way away from it to regroup. Really can't be going for this wide of a split when you know there's players this close, unless you know you're going for that full engage. Silas hopping around, trying to back it up, but you've got to expect he's going solo from now on.
I think for Damwon Kia here in power plant, they really do have to bring the energy from the midst of the turbines, because honestly, you know, there are so many angles you can take around here. You have to full commit to this position. Silas has moved in here because he has no choice, really. He's got to hide. He's got to remain tucked away so no other teams can find him. I don't think Damwon Kia is even aware of his presence. Kelsey has gone down, though, so he is all on his lonesome.
There's a Scar and a shotgun on the back.
That
Fairly
long
decent.
shotgun.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right, man.
That's right. Good in these close range engagements. I mean, you're looking at level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, so still a force to be reckoned with is our Silas here. We've seen him do so much work in general, S2G. Still a long way to go, though. Still with 11 teams in it. Vampire Esports, the only team to take both the Ls so far, going down to R8.
I mean, Silas, you know, a veteran on a lot of these Turkish teams going way back towards Class Digital Athletics and even before that as well. And even there, he was popping off all the time. It's nice to see him finding some good success here on S2G. And he's surrounded by pretty damn good teammates actually as well. So that is, it's very fun for me to watch and check back in with players that maybe I don't commentate all the time. BTR, on the other hand, you know, we definitely have a very, very fond relationship with this team, considering, you know, they were around right when we started.
You're not Santa. What are you doing, Joker?
Yeah, that's not okay. And I don't think you're going to be gifting anything out other than a nade in the mouth, which no one wants. And honestly, look, it's not okay to be in that chimney because I'm pretty sure you're now stuck. I've decided it.
Well, you're certainly not allowed to get out of there.
It's been decreed.
And even if he is Santa, he hasn't given me any presents.
Exactly.
So what's going on?
Maybe
Sort it out.
Maybe that's why he's the Joker, you know. He comes in with a jest, says he's Santa, rips off the outfit, he's wearing a jester outfit underneath. You get a bag of coals, you go on your way. But Deadeye's guys, they want a few more points, honestly, here in the duos. I've been actually quite impressed with Deadeye's guys. I think Chari's had some good moments, and you know it's nice to see On Top coming through into Deadeye's guys. Has done some fantastic work over in the South Asia region.
Seems like 7C and Rada having quite a few clashes, quite a few conflicts in these last couple of matches, and that will continue as Scout takes down a player for himself, bags the point, pops it into the bank.
Everyone was not happy with Scout, other than everyone at home, including us.
Everyone disliked this.
About that scouting play. Insane shots, though. You know, he made it happen. Took Stalwart completely by surprise. Maybe looking to do similar here, but it's Alpha 7 with the ghillie suit in the grass.
Ooh.
That's going to be one sneaky fellow.
Oh, I don't think long's going to last too long here. Last player for Stalwart. Bang, bang. He's out of there. Out of the park. Enigma Galaxy picking up the point. 2 eliminations for Enigma Galaxy. Hamodi and Lord will keep on going. Stalwart, not so lucky.
Picks up the loot there instantly. That's a John type of play.
What the hell, man?
Slurping up the loot.
Can't believe you do this to
Not
me.
letting anyone else get involved.
Look, I really need a 3x.
That is fair play, honestly.
Dude, you just don't understand.
3 elims here, though, for R8. Really, really well done. You know, they're still going. They've got a slight split going on at the moment. Just looking out towards their south. Now they're going to have to start to pay some attention up towards this northwest side. BTR will also have to move. Damwon Kia, they've not moved a muscle. Looking at their fitness watch, on the other hand, there are 0 steps. So, I mean, maybe they need to get a move on, just a touch. But honestly, for them, sitting here all day long works out.
Certainly would, but how else are you going to burn off the chicken dinner, you know?
Maybe they don't have to. You just enjoy that chicken dinner.
That is true. I mean, I've got the metabolism that I've had for so far my whole life.
Yeah,
it's still going quite well for me.
You have a metabolism of raging furnace. I'm not sure. Like,
good.
The food goes in, and then it disappears. So I don't know how you make that happen for me.
It's fueling this giga brain of mine.
Fueling the giga brain. I will agree with that. That is fair play. I don't have the same luxuries, unfortunately, but I do enjoy myself a nice chicken dinner from time to time. Silas, though, drops around the side. The long shotgun working out fantastically. There is another big gun over that side for BTR, but Silas immediately disengage.
Pulls it back, pops the nade. Luxy not going to be able to get teammate back up, and low HP there. You have to wonder, does he have the meds? Okay, yep, did manage to get that first aid off. M to 4-9 back in hand. Instead pops the nade in. Might be good if Silas stays where he is.
It's one long barrel against the next. See who comes out on top. Next circle shift down towards power plant. Damwon Kia absolutely laughing right now. This has worked out fantastically in their favor. Again, not really able to take too many shots up towards the little cliff sides that run around this area, the ridges. But for them, as long as teams keep coming towards them, they get the onus on these fights. BTR does go down, though.
Unfortunate blank. You know what? I'm going to say it. There's no way that Alpha 7 get into this circle.
You don't say it, they'll prove you wrong. They've done it before, they'll do it again.
That's what I was hoping for. That's what I was hoping for.
Maybe that's the key. We have to doubt them. We must be the sad doubters here on the desk so that A7 may succeed.
Oh, you doubting Thomas, you.
That's me.
That's us. Doubting Thomases.
Falcons are still going. Yusuf with the ghillie. Pretty good loadout as well. Unfortunately, just the adrenaline and the first aid. Molotov to his side.
Just chilling. Doesn't even move. That's going to make him move.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, dear. Nade around the side. Those guys try and cross. They're like, oh, loot, loot, loot. Shut down immediately. Himodi cuts it. A little bit short. Joker is out of the chimney into the frying pan.
Which is not something you get to say very often. Alpha 7, though, dropping the smokes, trying to make their way across the road. Start to make the long run. Carrillo moves across. Joker might have seen him here. It is Enigma Galaxy out inside the balloon. Oh. Carrillo drops some heavy shots towards him. Oh. Does make it in.
Those guys finally going down outside the zone. Himodi still alive. Alpha 7 are there. They have had a little bit of a truck from the blue. Himodi with a broadside at the back if Silas wants to peek it. But no, it's Damwon Gaming. The arbiters of power plant.
Damwon Kia, though, will now have to start making a move here. Pull on the trainers. Start to walk just a little bit. Alpha 7.
There's no way they make it.
There's no way they make it. In fact, they're in a pretty good spot to make it. They will start to have to make the wrap, but it's SK Tom with a dinner plate, ready to serve up some fresh, hot eliminations over towards A7 if they can make their way round. Revo, the M4, though, very good for long-range sprays. SK Tom drops to the deck. Will go prone.
Silas has been alive for a very long time. To be fair, the circles have allowed him to keep on going, but finally Damwon Kia removed the thorn from side. And we'll keep it on going.